事に気をつけろ。驚かせてしまった。おっと失礼。注意はしたぞ。驚かせてしまった。だがそばに。
話が通じないなら
止水の矢。楽しんでいるか。ささやかなプレゼントだ。おっと失礼。驚かせてしまった。俺が守れ。おっと失礼。
安全距離。
Okay, so I'm just gonna do a quick rant about why I stopped playing the game for about a year. Pretty much from the last Abyss video I posted to the current Abyss video, I only played probably less than like 50 hours of the game. I do have a few points listed here, so I'll just go through them. I think the first part is that personally, I haven't enjoyed any new characters that have been released recently. Going back a few recent one was Risley, Nuvelet, Lini. Before that was, I think, Daya. Nobody recently have really intrigued me at all and make me want to pull for them or invest for them. The most recent character in my memories that I really wanted was Wanderer, and currently I'm only looking for reruns. So that's definitely impacting how much I want to play the game and how much I want to spend time on it. Other than that, I used to play a lot because of Abyss, and Abyss would make me grind for my characters and try to make my team better. However, currently, I don't enjoy Abyss as much as I used to. One reason is that I think artificial difficulty in this game is frequently implemented. I think a good example is the win operatives in the first half of Chamber 3, Floor 12. And on the second half of that same chamber is the new boss, which is the experimental field boss, where it releases the gravity. And I mean, I can go in depth and explain why that boss is not skill expressive, but the easiest way to look at it is that, unlike, for example, Magu Kenki, after you fight against the Magu Kenki a certain amount of time, you can adapt and adjust your action and to be able to essentially manipulate the AI. The thing is that with these new enemies in the game, no matter what you do or no matter how you change your gameplay, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. And not only that, some characters are just better suited for the content. When you look at something like Past Abyss, the only real difference between characters is that single target versus AoE and elements. Nowadays, you need to see if your hitbox matters. You need to see if it's range or melee, because especially for the wind operative, you need to see if they can be interrupted, etc., etc. So I think the new enemies that are being implemented in Abyss is definitely not my favorite. Other part I want to talk about, Dendro. Dendro as an element is completely absurd. It solves pretty much every problem that ever existed in Abyss with no investment at all. You don't need to upgrade your talent. You don't need to get really good artifacts with crit. You don't even need that good of a weapon. And all you really need is energy recharge. You need a driver with elemental mastery on them, and then you need probably like a hydro character, which is so abundant in the game now, and like another flex slot. Not only that, Dendro double resonance is decently strong, especially during low investment, and that's ridiculous that those teams are at the same power level, if not stronger, than teams that I've spent 2 years farming for, invested in getting artifacts for, and crowning their talents all the way up. That also discourages me to play the game, because then I will know that somebody could straight up start the game and within the first month be able to finish Abyss, because they have a few 4-star Dendro characters and their XQ or their Barbara that they just built, and they can completely get the same amount of damage, probably safer than my teams too, better survivability. I also think that unless you are a really strong character, the hyper carry meta is not as prevalent anymore. I'm a player who play hyper carry, like Itto, Raiden. The thing is that the Geo and Animo is being left behind, and then the hyper carry stuff is also being left behind. A lot of the things just compounded on each other, let alone like I haven't even talked about power creep and how stupid it is that Nuvolette can hold a single button, completely out damages every single character I have currently. It's definitely not fun seeing your characters that you've spent a really long time farming for get overshadowed by characters or new mechanics or elements that doesn't require as much investment, because they are simply ridiculously strong, and it feels like all that time you spent is wasted, I guess. Either way though, in the grand scheme of things, this doesn't really matter. It's just why personally I stopped playing the game. I'm sure for every reason I listed, another person could find that exact reason to be fun and why they play the game. Overall though, this game is still a good game. I think the story is great. I think the events are great. I think the whole entire game is pretty good and is enjoyable, and that's why I got back into it just in time.